See, now I'm feathering out. See the material? I'm not cutting no more.
Right.
See, the material is. But also, be aware, your blade will also wear like this in the center.
Right.
And so my blade is almost at the point where I got about 3/8 of an inch difference from the outside to the center. Now I gotta unbolt that blade, bring that blade over to here and this blade over to there.
Right.
Switch sides.
Oh, right. Of course.
So it's a power shift.
Right.
So that solenoid keeps on grabbing another gear every time you do this.
Right.
It's not rocket science, but most of these people that do this try to make it into rocket science.
Right.
See, there's a whole bunch of potholes here because the water comes down off this laneway and out onto the road. The potholes start there and out onto the road. And the guy that was there before, it was worse because they had these berms of grass this high on each side. It kept all the water in the road. And it was fucking terrible coming through here.
Right. No ditch.
Yeah. And he was a fucking township councilor.
Yeah.
And he was also the guy that would go absolutely fucking ape shit ballistic on me. His neck would go all red, his veins would all swell out, his face was red. Thought he was gonna try and... There we go.
Oh, it
Kicked
did it.
out. There you go. See, it's in gear.
Right.
Now you can take a look at those gears.
Okay.
See, it's flashing codes.
Okay.
And those codes mean that you got a bad ground. Now, if you open up your door and we go down below, see, I don't even have to look at the gears. I know what fucking gear it is. So you see that material is going underneath the wheel
Yeah.
and being packed.
Right.
So you can use the grader to its full advantage. But if you're gonna manhandle it, it'll fuck you over like you wouldn't believe.
Right.
See how little we're doing here?
Right.
For what little you think we're doing an awful lot. If you were to get down and look at that blade, we're actually cutting a fair bit of material just to get rid of these few potholes. You look behind us, there's nothing for a trail. See, there isn't any ridge or anything.
Right.
So that's the whole idea what we're going to do. So you see, right now my blade is about 6 inches off the ground just by using pitch. You want to use these outriggers as little as possible. You can very seldom see my hands going there.
The outriggers just control the left and right of the blade.
That's right. You can
Okay.
get yourself into a pile of trouble by over manipulating. That's why you see roads going like this.
Right. Once you get your angle, you leave it.
Yeah. Just knocking the top off this. I'm not throwing it out into the ditch.
Right.
There's on a
There is
drier
quite a
day,
bit there.
there's quite a bit there, but it's a lot of mud. So on a drier day, I would like to bring that up on the road and incorporate it. But not right now, not the way it is.
Right.
We started to do that with the one-way disc too late in the fall.
Oh. This thing sure does jerk a lot, shifting gears.
Well, there's a fair bit of difference between speeds, eh? So you see, by the time you put down your blade, you almost travel the length of the grader before the material comes over to here.
Yeah, that makes sense. Based off the angle.
So
and
if you
length.
keep grading your road the same way, the same pattern all the time, you're going to pull all your dirt away from your intersections.
Right.
Oh, you're fucking up.
And then you're running over this material that's kicking out the side.
Yeah.
Okay. The wheels. Oh, okay, I see it. Right. That's how you get rid of that. That makes sense.
Norm used to tell me that it takes you 10 years to be proficient with the road grader. Well, maybe if you bullshitted your way into the job and you never had experience before. One thing that Norm and I never saw eye to eye or got along about, he seemed to think I knew nothing. And he couldn't get it through his thick fucking skull that we crushed 1,000 tons per hour. That's all he put down in a whole fucking year on his roads.
Yeah.
I had more experience with gravel than he will have in 10 lifetimes.
Yeah.
Just from a few years working as a kid. See, right now I'm looking in that little convex mirror and I'm flattening out what I just put up.
Oh. Okay. Right.
Everything in here is a tool
Yeah.
that you can use. And like these mirrors weren't here when I come. They were big square ones. You couldn't see jack shit of them. And they
Oh.
were covered in mud all the time.
Right. Yeah.
So you see now there's a crown there. And the water will go two separate ways.
Yeah.
But if the water just sits there, you get bigger and bigger mud puddles.
Right.
Sometimes you literally don't have anything to work with. You know, your road is basically a huge bed of boulders and shit that make up your base. And then
Yeah.
there's only about this to maybe that much gravel on top of most roads. Most townships can't afford anything more than this much gravel. And so if you're going deep and you're getting those boulders,
Yeah.
once the boulder's out of the base, it's not going back down in there. Now you just lost the base of your road.
Right.
So you accomplished absolutely nothing except fucking up the road base. And that's what the guy in the next township can't get through his, because he's a railroader, eh? Railroaders are no fucking brighter than miners. They think they're fucking smart. Every one of them I ever met, they thought they should be the next one on the road grader because they'd run the road grader on the railroad.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the engine's pulling you along and you have one wing to manipulate up and down.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay, let's just end this conversation.
Yeah.
I'm done with stupid. So you see those potholes over here? I'm just dealing with them very lightly. It's going too fast right there. See, there's nothing here to deal with. It's just mud, and I may end up making a bigger mess.
Right.
So you see my blade? It's just scurfing over there. It's not cutting. But yet, you look behind us, the road is smooth.
Right.
That's the goal. One of the problems I had when I first came out here was, like Al Goddard, he spent a fair bit of time on the grader and really kept the roads nice because he had the time to do it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's the easiest thing to do. There's too much else. Like when I came here, this ditch was full of brush higher than that fence.
Right.
and it was just bringing the snow right out on the road. I can't cut that ditch with a lawnmower
Yeah.
because it's so steep. It would be nice to have a mower attachment on the side, this wing,
Yeah.
to be able to knock that down. But